Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look, my face is all red. I've been outside working today. I don't know if anybody's going to show up today. That's okay if you don't. Give me a chance to get out of the sun and come in here and get into some cooler temperatures and take a break from working out in the chicken coop. I have been out there since about, I don't know, 8 o'clock this morning. I've been doing stuff. I've been doing stuff. And I'm overheated and I'm thirsty. And like I said, I don't know if anybody will show up today, and that's okay. I know we are all so exceptionally busy, 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 busy now that better temperatures are here, the gardens are in, people are working outside, and we are all enjoying it very, very much. So, just to fill you guys in, if anybody watches the replay, let me check to see if this is even coming through on YouTube. Great way to spend the morning, huh? With me checking things. Let's see. It says I'm live. It says there's one. That's me. I'm sure that's me watching right there that came up on the board there. If you're coming in, make sure you say hello so I could say good morning to you. But I didn't have a coffee chat last week because I just wasn't feeling good. My sinuses were driving me nuts. Good morning. You didn't receive a notification. Ugh, and I put this together like 2 days ago, so it's not a new notification, but welcome in, Lisa. I know you have a busy, busy day today. Have a great day. If you get a chance to see, look, I'm bright red. I've been outside working already. But for those of you who don't know, I didn't come on last Wednesday because my allergies were driving me absolutely insane. I was sneezing every 20, 30 seconds, and there was just no way I was going to make it through alive. So I went ahead and canceled that live, and then we had to cancel. I know it's those funny YTs, Lisa. Um, Last Saturday, Papa Jim and I did not do our pinata stuffing because it was a 3-day weekend, and Papa Jim wanted to get every bit of daylight he could to work on our new chicken coop. Because some of you may or may not know that on the 19th, Honey, our dog, passed away, our farm dog, and she was with us for 8 years. And she ran this farm all around the edge of this farm. She ran it several times a day, barking, chasing things away, keeping predators at bay. And she was a really great farm dog. Well, she really started languishing Wednesday of that 2 weeks ago. And you recall I was a little emotional about that. Well, Thursday was a really low day for her. We knew it was going to be her last day. And she passed away. It's like she waited for Papa Jim to get home. Jim wasn't home very long, and he laid down with her, and I had to leave. I had to leave the farm. I couldn't handle it. But Papa Jim was with her, and she just slowly just stopped breathing. And so we had to say goodbye to her. But I'll tell you what, it's like the predators knew. It's like they were tuned in, dialed in on it. Because the very next day, I had gone out to do some work and I let the chickens out like I usually do. The chickens, ducks, turkeys, the pig, they all roam the orchard. The orchard is fenced, it's got a 4-foot perimeter all the way around it. And that's where they spend their day. And they eat the ticks and the bugs and the worms. And Pigglesworth loves to lay out underneath the apple tree and just sun himself. And they just spend their day back there. Well, I had let them out and I was out there with them, and then I was still having a rough time because I had not slept much during those 10 days that Honey was transitioning. And I came inside and I was just really tired, and I kind of allowed myself to just veg on the couch for a little bit. And then I did some inside chores and went out, put the chickens up that night, but it was too dark to do a count or see if anybody was in the trees or anything. Went out the next morning, and which was a Saturday, and we let the chickens out. And I said to Papa Jim, I said, "Where are all my chickens? Where are all my chickens?" And I started doing a head count, and we were way off for our head count. And we were missing 1 guinea and 6, 7, 8 chickens off the top of my head. And I looked around the corner where this fox has been running, and right on the other side of the fence, just feathers everywhere. I don't know how many it got, but feathers everywhere. So I expressed to Papa Jim, we just can't do this anymore. We can't keep them in the coop. They have to have outside access. We don't have a proper run for them. We had built a run, but it was out of chain link fence, and it looked like a prison yard, according to my son. He said he started calling it Club Fed. And I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Those allergies, I'm telling you, working out in those fields. So Friday, I went up early. I went to, actually, all week I had been writing out my plans for what I wanted for this chicken run, for their outside enclosure area. And so I worked on it for 2 or 3 days, trying to work out every nuance. And of course, even though I thought I had it down to a T, simple math is not simple. You're always off by something. And we built 6-foot modules. And so we built these 6-foot modules. We thought we'll just put them together. And then as we want the run to grow, we'll just take off the outside end and we'll add to it. And we'll just keep growing. Well, nothing, it all depends on whether you put your pieces on the inside, on the outside. Nothing ever really lines up the way you think. And then my math, I didn't account for the width of the boards. It was a mess. So 2 6-foot panels, when butted together, depending on how you put them, you don't get 6 feet and 12 feet, and I made a mess. I liked the fenced in run. I should be working, but I'm eating breakfast and coffee. Good morning, Major. At least I haven't even eaten yet. I've been running outside, and I have my coffee down. You'll probably hear every once in a while the beeping of the microwave. I warmed it up. Jim made it for me this morning, and I warmed it up, but then I ran outside and did some work. Came back in. But while you're here, though, let me show you something, because I have a very, very bad habit of, when Papa Jim builds something for me, or when we renovate a room, I can't wait to decorate. I can't wait. So we're not done with that run yet. We're not close. I mean, we still have to put the roof on. There's a lot of other things to be done, but I've got spray paint on my hands in teal. I'm out there doing things, but I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing, but I want to show you what I've got. So I stopped in at Dollar Tree the other day, and I'll be doing a video on this. I stopped in at Dollar Tree yesterday because I had to run in and get some prescriptions, and I got this rope. It's not good, Alicia. You need to eat. Go get a snack bar. I'm sure I've got one here somewhere. Anyways, I've got calories because I've had the coffee. If you're the same as every other woman, it's criticism. Anyways, I got this rope at the Dollar Tree. So it's 9 foot of rope. And I'm not going to say exactly what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm going to do a video on it. But I got that jute rope. It's really cool. And then I picked up some, what they're called fat quarters, of some material. So I've got this red with polka dots, this bright yellow. There's no pattern on the yellow. And then this blue that almost looks like a watercolor. So I'm going to be doing something with these. I'm going to be doing something with the jute. I decorate everything, Lisa. I decorate everything. And then I picked up some red felt because I'm going to be doing something with these red felt squares. So stay tuned. Not like I don't have 20 videos that need to be edited and rendered and put up right now, but I am going to be doing something else. Lisa, people think I'm crazy when they would come over, when we would have the barn, because I would have a table and chairs with throw pillows and tablecloth and little placemats and boxes on the walls with, lanterns and a pitchfork and flowers. And people are like, who lives in here? It's like, well, my donkeys and my goats. And they're like, it's decorated. I know. I decorate everything. I decorate Jim's garage when we had a house. So I'm going to be doing some of those things. But today I've been spray painting. So I'm spray painting anything that won't get up and run away from me. So I went out early this morning. I really love the way that we have this new run set up because I'm able to go in, take care of all of their feed in advance, and make sure that they have fresh water, and then open the door and they can take care of everything. Where before, it just didn't work that way. The way we had things set up before, it was a nightmare. So the ducks have their own enclosure now, so they're not loving up on the chickens. So that's good. But I've just been out there. I'm starting to decorate, and I know it's going to irritate Papa Jimmy. He doesn't know I've already started, but I've got plans. I'm doing stuff. So I tried something different in the nesting boxes this morning for the girls. That nesting box, unfortunately, since we've started this, has been moved no less than 3 times. The girls are a little irritated with me. They did not lay in the box yesterday at all. They found a corner underneath the roost, way back in the corner of the coop, and everybody, including a turkey, laid their eggs back there. And I noticed that a couple days ago when we first started working on the renovation, I had one of my little girls back there in the back, and she was actually fluffing feathers around, making a nest. I'm gonna leave those eggs back there and see if somebody sits on them. Maybe we'll get something. Maybe we'll get something out of it. Good morning, Casey. How are you? You painted signs for your coop? I'm painting barn quilts. I've already got one picked out. I don't think I have it on my phone anymore. I'll see if I can find it real quickly. So I'm going to show you the major barn quilt, not major as in major who's watching, but the primary focus barn quilt that I have picked out. I'm not sure if I deleted it from my my snapshots or from my screenshots, and I did, but it's easy enough to find real quick to show you. I found when I went through all of my designs the other day, and I found one I think is really cute. It's whimsical. It's me. If it's not me, I don't know what is. So my coop already had a barn quilt up on the door. It's so difficult to figure out how to figure these things out. Okay. If I were chewing gum, I'd be in big trouble because I can't type, talk, chew gum at the same time. And of course, so just to give you an idea, for all you guys who know, this is what's painted right now on my corn crib, right? Boy, I need to start selling these things. Look at that. That's what's out there on the corn crib already, which I still need to paint one to send over to Christina. Again, can't talk at the same time. Give me some chewing gums. Okay, where is the one that I just think I love so much and I'm going to paint it? I'm scrolling. And of course, it's not going to come up right away like I want it to, because it's going to be difficult. I saved it on my other computer. Here it is. I love this one. So if you've seen the new coop build, you've seen that I've painted everything white, which really worked out well for us because the price of lumber was so expensive. We have an outline of a bison on our feed barn that the prior owners did. That's cool. Good morning, Tiny Tim. Good morning. Do I live in a zoo? Just about. So when you walk in, everything's painted white, and I decided I'm going to base my color scheme on my summer kitchen, which is teal and yellow, the barn quilt, which is teal and yellow, and I'm going to put a little red in it. Now, what I'm going to show you here for this design for this barn quilt I'm going to make, this is not the color scheme I'm necessarily using. I'll be using yellows and teals, and I'm adding just a little bit of red. So where you see red, I'm most likely going to go teal. Where you see teal, I'm going to put red. However, I love this barn quilt. Oh, let me see if I can set. Look at that. Look at that chicken playing peekaboo from the barn quilt from the corner. Isn't that adorable? I'm going to put that dead center right on the door. So when you walk in to the chicken yard, the door is going to have that barn quilt right on it. So what we've done is on the south side, of the coop, which is the longer of the walls, that has a 12-foot by 12-foot run. We're just waiting to put the roof on it. So that's 144 square foot of a run. And then along the side of the coop, I shouldn't have said this was the long, anyways, 12 by 12 on the south side. On the west side is going to be 6 by 12 long, and that's going to be just for the chickens. So let me explain what I'm doing. On the south side, the 12 by 12 run, that's the main door to get into the coop. But on the side where there is no door, we're going to put in a chicken door on a pulley system, just a little chicken door. And in the mornings when I go out and get everybody's feed ready and everything, I will have interior access into that separate run. I can go in, make sure the nesting boxes are all ready for the day, make sure they have some scratch and some oyster shells ready, and I can open that door and just the chickens can go into that run. They'll have treats, water, swings, their their nesting boxes all freshened up and everything. And that way the turkeys won't bother them, the pig won't eat the eggs. I don't have to worry about disturbing the pig to get to the eggs because that's been an issue in the past because he lives with the chickens. And if I don't get in there to get the chickens or to get the eggs in time and I disturb him, he can bum rush me and knock me to the ground. So there's times I just won't even collect the eggs because I can't get to them. But now they're going to have their own little separate area. And I saw something yesterday. I'm so excited about it. I'm paying attention to the chat. I'm sorry. 8 years ago, I bought one of those chicken scratch blocks, the treat blocks, the big treat blocks, and I had it in the chicken run. And the pig ate it like in an hour, and my girls didn't have any treats. Well, now when I have this separate run set up, I'm going to be able to have some chicken treats in there for the girls. Pigglesworth will have his own treats, but he won't be eating their treats now. Good morning, Rochelle. Good morning. It has been ages. I'm sorry. Yeah, the colors, changing the colors to tealies, it'll be much nicer. So I'm already decorating. I'm already planning things. I've already got material and rope and all kinds of stuff. I'm already overheated for the day. But the only thing we have to do now, what's really nice is the 12-foot by 6-foot run is going to have a metal roof. That will protect the nesting boxes from getting wet. It will give the girls plenty of shade, and it's 6-foot tall walls, all done in the welded wire hardware cloth, so I get plenty of ventilation. But what's really nice is the coop, the chicken run on the other side, part of it will have a tin roof as well, so it will give double protection to the one end of the nesting box coop. So they'll have open sunshine with hardware cloth on the roof, and then also metal on the roof. It'll be predator proof. Nothing will be coming in from the top. They won't be flying out, and we won't have to worry about that fox. Because like I said earlier, we've lost a lot of our flock to this fox. And I was devastated over it. And so Jim said, that's it. This weekend, we're going to build a whole new deal. And I know some people were probably, I know I had some friends checking in, how's it going? It's like, well, it's going, but we're going to be out here again today and tomorrow and the next day. And I'm sure people are saying, what's taking them so long? Jim's a perfectionist. He had to cut everything just so, build everything just so. And my designs were intricate. And like I said, modular panels, and nothing is stationary because we'll be changing and adding and moving and painting and all this other stuff. But I forgot where I was going with that. Anyways, it just took us a long time. Oh, I was going to say something really cool, and I forgot what it was. Oh, the fox. We were out there working on Saturday, and I've been noticing the foxes coming around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They're not early morning foxes. They're not dusk foxes. They come hang out on the pad for the barn at about 3 o'clock. And they sit there and look at me like, what's up? We own the place now. So 3 o'clock, sure enough, the guineas started alerting. And they're very noisy. And all of a sudden they flew. They took off in flight towards the interior of the orchard. And I told Jim, I said, there's something out there. And I no longer said that I looked and there was the fox. just on the other side of that 4-foot fence looking at me. And then it just kind of bounded off. It wasn't scared. It kept looking at us as it was taking off. Do a couple leaps and then look at us to see what we're up to. But it was going after the guineas. And luckily that fence was there. All right, Lisa, I know you got work to do. It's a busy, busy day. Thank you for stopping in. I know you'll be listening, but it was nice having you in the chat. So we were keeping an eye. The next day we figured, okay, 3 o'clock, that's their time. That's the time we've been seeing them. Well, Jim went out the next morning and he saw that there was a hole in the fence. And so he fixed that hole. And that's how that fox had been getting in and out of the orchard. Well, when that fox showed up the next day, that hole had been repaired. So we didn't even think he'll come in from another way. He'll find another way to come in now. So I'm painting, I'm doing stuff, and I'm not kidding, 10, 15 feet away from me, one of my turkeys starts screaming, one of my Jennies. She is screaming. And I instantly yelped, and the fox picked its head up and it had my turkey in its mouth. It is literally 1 foot away from the pig. That's how sneaky it was, because you can't sneak up behind a pig. A pig's most vulnerable part of their body is their rear. So don't come up to them from the rear, because they are very susceptible and aware. And you cannot sneak up behind our pig. It freaks him out. That sneaky fox snuck up behind the pig, and the pig didn't even know he was there, and grabbed that turkey. And I started screaming like a banshee, and it dropped the turkey and then took off, and we found out where it went through a hole in another part of the fence, which, this is a big orchard. It's probably about an acre. The prior owners had done the fence. We really don't utilize the acre that much. And so every once in a while, there's a little breach in security. Gosh, my nose itches. I'm sorry, guys. So the rest of the day, I was on guard patrol. I was on guard duty. I didn't get a lot of work done because I was at the ready for that stupid fox. And unfortunately, the way that we had things set up to tear down the coop to rebuild it, we didn't have any place to put the girls. We didn't have any place to put anybody to keep them safe. We used to have a fox that would walk up and down our street. Gizmo would try to chase it. He had no fear of humans. Yeah, this guy has no fear. We're literally 10 or 15 feet away from me and snagged that turkey. And if we had not been out there, that turkey would be gone. So we got some final details done on the run Monday, and we actually had to keep everybody locked in the coop for about 2 hours while we got the hardware cloth up and then some other fence panels so we can at least let them into what's completed in the runs. And so now this morning we can let them out, and they've got that. But if that fox charges that run now and the guineas panic, they're going to fly out the top. So over the next few days, Papa Jim and I will be working on getting the metal roof on, getting the hardware cloth roof on, and getting all of that taken care of. And then that part will be done. And the goal is, let me see if I can tell you, if I can show you what the goal is, if I can find something that's not already written on. And of course I can't, because me explaining it is almost painful, right? And again, I've got sniffles because I've been working outside, but it feels good. It feels good. I'm really sunburnt. I don't know if you could look at how sunburnt I am. That was from this weekend. My back and my neck is just killing me. It's killing me, I tell you. Okay, so this is my coop, right, guys? And I'll do a coop tour later. Of course, I'm writing and you can't see it because it's bright. Oh, earthquake. Anyways, this is the chickens run, and then this is the larger run. Well, we're going to build this out here. So then we have a walkway between the house. They'll have a larger area. And then this is 12 foot, but we're going to take this 6 foot part and we'll build out this way. Okay. And then eventually, if you think this is longer and farther out, eventually we'll build coops this way. And then we'll build coops back this way. So we will have coops all around the perimeter of a larger part of our yard. We'll enter here, and then we'll have a door here so we can go out into this courtyard area. And then in this main run, there's a door here so I can get into this here, and then I'll be able to walk all the way around. This will all meet up, so we'll be able to walk all the way around the perimeter of these 6 foot wide, 6 foot tall coops, and it'll just be built in modulars so that we'll add to it as we go. And in this center courtyard, and the ducks are over here. They're already here. In this center courtyard, I'll have dust baths, pools, things to keep everybody interested, treats. We want to build the little boxes with hardware cloth on top of them, sprinkle some seed in there and let it grow up so they have a place to go eat their goodies without scratching up all the grass. Maybe we can get grass to grow again. And the thing is from here, if the girls are here in the coop, I can shut this door. I can have the chickens here, and I can have the turkeys and the pigs here. I can let the turkeys and the pigs out into the courtyard undisturbed. They can spend the day out there. There's a time where I will be able to just let the chickens out and let the chickens just be able to go out into the courtyard and have their time together. There'll be times that I'll be able to just let the ducks out so the ducks can be out there without molesting the chickens. I mean, I've really thought it out to where everybody's going to have their time in this center courtyard. And in this center courtyard, we'll be able to have our table and chairs, and we'll be able to sit out there with the chickens and watch them. Good morning, Heather Lynn. Oh, you got your CSA. That's awesome. I was just explaining to everybody my massive Cluckingham Palace plans for my chicken coop that we started this last week because we've had a fox that has been dining on our girls, and I've had enough of that. Look at how chapped my lips are. Oh, my goodness. You will be like a prison warden. That's what my son said, because when we first had the first attack, we put up some chain link fencing that we had. We put it up right away. And my son came over. He goes, well, it's like Club Fed around here. You looks like a prison. And I felt really bad because I don't want my place to look like that. I don't want people to think that when they see where we have the animals. So it was a temporary fix. Now it's going to be beautiful. It's very airy. It's painted beautiful. It's going to be decorated. I don't think you guys were in here yet when I shared that. I stopped off at Dollar Tree yesterday. I picked up, I'm not saying what I'm doing with it yet, but I picked up jute, some jute rope, and I picked up some material. Ooh, I just dropped one. I dropped the teal watercolor. There's white, there's red with polka dots. I picked up some felt squares. I'm be out there decorating. I've been painting today. I've got paint all over me. Toss a bunch of morning glory seeds. It's already done. Not only morning glory seeds, which you got to be careful because the chickens, that they're toxic. Hopefully they won't try to eat at them. But I've already got sweet potato vines. I've already got 2 loofahs, which a squirrel has almost killed, so I don't know if they're going to grow. Green beans, cucumbers, sunflowers, anything that's going to grow up and over that cage to give them extra shade and treats. That's what I've got going. I've already just pranced around and thrown marigold seeds everywhere. But the morning glories I have at the front of my garden, but I do have seeds. And I was thinking today, I need to put some morning glory seeds in there and just really hope that the chickens don't go after them because they can be toxic. This was your first week of the CSA share. That's great, Heather Lynn. I hope you got some good stuff. Good stuff. So I told myself I wouldn't be on here too long today because I'm losing daylight. I've got so much work to do. Let's see what's going on in other news. In other news, oh, I got the sniffles. My very best friend is coming to visit from Tennessee, so I've got to get my house in order. I've really let it go, especially when I was putting everything into Honey, our dog, before she passed away. I was spending a lot of time with her, and I let things go. So I've got to get my house in order for my BFF for when she comes for a visit. And while she's here, we'll be doing lots of fun things together. We'll get a couple of videos put together for you. She and I had so much fun last year when she was here, when we baked my birthday cake. If you didn't see the frosting video, where we had a frosting fail, huge frosting fail for my birthday cake, but it was hysterical. I think I laughed until I was almost in a asthma attack. But my youngest son, who turned 30 this year, my youngest son is 30, and my oldest son, who will be 39 this year, both graduated high school this week. High school. They went back and they're graduating high school. So we'll have their high school graduation ceremony tomorrow night. And then we're going to have a party for them in the summer kitchen. So I still have to clean the summer kitchen. I have to get my house clean. I have to get things ready for my friend. I've got to continue working on the summer kitchen. I'm working on a crochet project, which is very hush hush and super secret right now, but I'm really excited about it. And I've got a lot of things on my plate right now, and I'm exhausted. I'm not sleeping. I'm getting maybe 4 hours of sleep a night. And I know eventually those two ends of the candle are going to run down, but right now I just got stuff to do. You can block off sections and let the grass grow, then swap and let the animals have fresh grass. Absolutely. That's why we have these modules. Right now, they've decimated everything. It used to be grassy back there, and we used to have all kinds of fun stuff growing back there. And, you get enough chickens and turkeys and ducks, and it'll be done. And when we got the pigs, then the pigs rooted everything up. But yeah, we can do that. And I'm going to have a section, like I said, for the turkeys, the guineas, the chickens. I'm going to have a brooder section where I can put my broody hens, or anytime we hatch out any babies, they can go in their own section. And that way everything is protected, and we'll have modulars. And like I said, just like you said, Tim, we can block off certain areas at a time and kind of let that grow back in, and then open it up to the girls. We're going to have a good time. Good morning, Laura. The share is the smallest on the first pickup. Yeah. You're going to do a video today to show what you got at your CSA. That's wonderful. That's wonderful, Heather Lynn. Papa Jim, for our anniversary, got us an incubator. And, I wanted to put eggs in right away. That was the irresponsible side of me, was like, let's go throw some eggs in. And then I was talking with Lisa over at Yogi Hollow Farm, and she's like, get eggs in that incubator, friend. This is exciting. And it's like, I know it's exciting, but I'm trying to be a responsible chicken mama. And I started telling her all of my concerns. And she's like, I didn't know putting eggs in an incubator was going to be so intense. And it's like, for me, it's intense. It is intense because this time last year I had 34 laying hens, down to 15. But, I had more last week. And I was thinking the size of the coop, no run. Right now we've got perfect roosting space for everybody. It's hard for me to get the eggs because the pig. Do I really need to have a place to put a brooder? Because I've been doing that when I get the baby chicks before we had an incubator. I would just put the baby chicks in my bathtub. Well, I can't be doing that all the time with an incubator now. So I need to have a little brooder and a broody pen and all this. I need to have these things all in place before I bring new life onto the farm. And what about this? And what about that? And do I want to start it this late in the year? Because just when they're getting old enough to really be self-sufficient on their own, as far as surviving in the coop with the bigger animals, then winter's going to hit. And I was really worst case scenario everything, because I'd rather think ahead than do something and then say, oh, I didn't even think of that. I didn't think of that happening. Because it's bad enough that I've lost chickens that I've raised since they were a day old, but to be emotionally invested in hatching them and then have something happen because of my short-sightedness would be really hard on me. So I wasn't going to put anything in the incubator right away. And then we had this fox attack. And the day after the major fox attack, I told Jim, I said, eggs going in the incubator right now. And it's not because I feel like I have to replace the laying hens, so to speak. I mean, I do get some, my friend's calling. Watch this. KATY Radio 101.3. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi. I was wondering if you could help me with some problems that I'm having.
What problems are you having, dear? The listeners are here. They're willing to help you. What's the problem today?
I have to think of one. Hold on.
She's got to think of a problem. Life is good for my friend if she has to think of a problem. By now, she's caught on that I'm live for my coffee chat. So
I actually knew that as soon as you answered, except that I'm not as quick-witted as you, I'm afraid. I just realized you were probably doing that, so I'm sorry I called.
That's okay.
I love you. I miss you.
I love you too. We were talking about you earlier.
You were talking about me?
Yeah, we were.
Uh-oh. What were you saying about me?
Oh, that you're coming for a visit.
Oh. The shenanigans will begin, yes.
The shenanigans will begin. I was talking about our frosting fail.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun.
So let me call you back. Let me call you back in a little bit, sweetie.
Call me later.
All right, honey.
Hello to everyone.
She
Bye.
says hello. So I told him, I said, let's get the eggs in the incubator right now. And again, it wasn't because I have to replace revenue of my laying hens. It wasn't because I felt like I need to have chickens right away. My thought is, if that fox gets my rooster, I've got 2 roosters. I had 5 roosters this time last year. If I lose those 2 roosters, I won't have incubated egg, or I won't have fertilized eggs to incubate. It went after my turkeys. If I lose, I only have 2 girls. If I lose my girls, I'm not going to have any turkey eggs to incubate. I had 9 guinea. I'm down to 5. And if I lose my females or if I lose my males, either way, I won't have fertilized eggs to replenish my flock. And I was explaining when I was going through all of these things with Lisa, when I was trying to justify what I was doing. I enjoy my turkeys very, very much. I enjoy them. I don't need more. We don't sell the eggs. We occasionally use the eggs, but we don't consume enough of the eggs to justify breeding more turkeys. And if you know me, you know that we don't process them. We don't eat our animals here. And I won't raise them to sell to someone to eat them because, again, I would be emotionally involved. I'm not going to do that. I can't spend 21 days watching chickens hatch and then get them to a couple weeks and then give them to somebody knowing that they're going to raise them and eat them. I can't do it. So I told Papa Jim, I said, we really don't need to worry about right now about hatching any turkeys. And I said, let's talk about guineas. I mean, we have guinea eggs. We've eaten some guinea eggs. Nobody else in the family wants the guinea eggs. I can't keep up with eating the guinea eggs, even though we freeze them and stuff. Do I need guinea eggs? No. Do we enjoy the guineas? Absolutely. Do I need to put guinea eggs in the incubator? Not really. I mean, with the thought about food costs going up for feeding our animals, do I want to be irresponsible just because I want to see babies in an incubator, not think about the food costs later? So it's like, we don't need to do guineas. And it's like, well, wait on the chickens because, again, I'm trying to be responsible. Well, now, because of the fox attack, there are 16 chicken eggs. I think we have 12 days left. So I think tomorrow or the next day, maybe we'll candle them, see if we have any viable eggs. And then I told him after that last attack, and I lost another guinea, and numbers are getting low, and I worry about the availability of fertilized eggs. Guinea eggs and turkey eggs have a 28-day period in the incubator. So chickens are 21. So 16 eggs right now for 21 days for the chickens. And I told him as soon as the chickens are done, guineas and turkeys are going in. I enjoy the turkeys, and I think we really will benefit from the guineas alerting us when there's something on the farm and out in the orchard trying to get in. So these runs that we're building will have the hardware cloth 2 feet out from the edge so that if something comes up and tries to start digging, they're going to hit that hardware cloth. We're trying to take every precaution we can to make sure that nothing is going to get to our animals. And I feel so bad because in the 8 years we've lived here, I might lose one here. I might lose one there. 3-4 weeks ago, I blamed a skunk. I think it was that fox. based on where I keep finding piles of feathers because of the fox. But over those 7 or 8 years that we've had chickens, there was a time we would just leave the coop open overnight and we never had a problem. There was a time when I was actually looking out the window while I was doing dishes one day and I watched a raccoon come up, eat some of the feed, get a drink of water, and go into the coop to steal a couple of eggs, and he came face to face with a pig and he ran off. Never killed the chickens until last year. Onesie, twosie, chickens were starting to be eaten. And so we had to rein things in a little bit, but we never had to rein it in like we are now because of these foxes. So I told anybody and everybody that comes over, if you got to whiz, you go out and you find a foxhole somewhere and you pee in it. It is time for the fox to go. It is. It is. And I've done some research. I mean, the thing is they're too smart for a live trap. So they're not going to make it into a live trap, which we have. They're not going to do that. We've been discussing this with locals. The only other real way is a snare. And I can't bear the thought of laying awake at night wondering if a fox has been caught in a snare and they're chewing their own leg off. Then consider, once they're in the snare, how are you going to safely get them out of the snare? It's a risk. It's a risk to everybody. So I'll leave you to come to terms with the alternative, which I told everybody I don't want to know the details. However, I did a little research and I did read some statistics where if not just human urination around your perimeter, that's not going to do it. But if you find their den entrances and you urinate there, they will eventually pick up and move on. They'll go find another place to live. They might visit every once in a while to see what's going on at your place because, I mean, they've been dining fine here for a while. But so I told hubby and the boys, it's like, you got to go find a den somewhere and go there. And let's see if we can get these. Does not want fertilized eggs. What do you mean, Michelle? Yeah, you're not going to get them out of a snare. You're going to have to shoot them. And I think it's cruel. I think it's cruel to have them sit in a snare all night long. And heaven forbid, what if you don't find them the next day and they're there for a day or two? I mean, I can't do that. I can't do that. So we're going to try to get them to move on and with the realization that this is their natural environment. But I don't want to feed them either. I don't want my girls to be picked up and taken off. So we're putting a lot of effort into this run and coop and everything that they're going to have. Only you would be going to take a whiz into a heartfelt conversation. Thank you, Debbie. Welcome into the chat. So I actually sat outside the other day while I was on Fox Patrol with my pew pew, which is something I didn't think I would do. I told my husband, I said, you need to go get me a pew pew right now. And he says, why? He goes, I had one out for you the other day and you didn't do anything with it. I said, oh, I'm mad now. I'm mad now because I'm sitting here painting and I've got a fox attacking 10 feet away from me. So I feel we need to be prepared. And I sat there and took some pictures of my flock and my pig out by the tree house in the grass, enjoying the day. And it just breaks my heart to know that they're not going to get to do that every day. And I was putting some water in the duck pond for the ducks. And they looked at me and they looked out at the pasture and they looked at me and they looked out the fence. And I thought, oh God, you guys are killing me. You're breaking my heart. But I can't let you out there right now. So I'm going to put a lot of effort into trying to have this little courtyard for them so at least they can get out of their area every once in a while. So that's what we're doing. So it's all about the foxes right now. It's all about the coop. It's all about getting my shower ready and my guest room ready for my best friend when she comes to visit. Even though she tells me not to worry about it, I still got to get it done. And it's all about decorating right now. I can't help but want to decorate. And I don't know what's going on in my garden, friends, but I was so happy with something I had done in my garden this year. I have a center planter. And if you watched my garden videos from last year, I had my green stalk in it with marigolds and all kinds of things. Well, I took that out this year. I put my bird bath back in And in the center is the bird bath. And then I built a teepee out of the stalks of my mammoth sunflowers. And I planted green beans. And I thought the green beans will just grow up over the teepee. And I've got the bird bath with a gazing ball in the middle of it. It'll be beautiful. Gosh darn it, if there's not a squirrel that comes every day and pulls out the green beans and plants a walnut. He doesn't eat the green beans. He just pulls them out and he plants a walnut. And he's got this entire farm to plant walnuts. But for some reason, that squirrel wants that one planter. Now, he disturbs my other planters, but he doesn't kill everything. But he kills the green beans, pulls them out, drops them to the side, plants a walnut. So just yesterday, I planted 6 new seedlings for green beans, thinking hopefully he's got it out of his system. And within 2 hours, I went out there to do something, and 6 little holes. Green beans are gone, walnuts in the hole. I do have a wildlife issue. If only it were like Snow White. I mean, can I get them to come in and clean my house? If they could come in and clean my house, they can pull up all the green beans they want. So, I mean, it's a wildlife issue, and I live on 5 acres, and, half of it's wooded. More than half of it. I mean, a third of it's pasture, and a third of it is wooded, and there's activity on the rest. But, like I said, it's creepy crawly with all kinds of stuff all the time. That's why Honey was always barking and always so busy. And now she's not chasing them off. And somebody had suggested the other day, if you get that to happen, send them over. I will. A friend the other day said, well, you need to eliminate those squirrels. You can trap those squirrels and eliminate the squirrels. You can't trap the squirrels and eliminate the squirrels. Because 2 years ago, Jim raised squirrels from babies that had been orphaned, and they live back there. So I don't know, is it just some other pesky squirrel? Or is it the squirrel that we raised going, hey, I'll help you in your garden. Let's get rid of these ugly things and put in some walnut trees. They'll give you walnuts for years, where your green beans will only last you one season. You have something digging up sunflowers? I just don't know why there's tons of stuff for them. I don't know why they have to dig up what we want to grow. So anyways, guys, we're coming up on an hour. I told you I wasn't going to take too long, but I did want to check in with you guys and apologize for not being here last Wednesday, not doing the piñata stuffing, but it's good we didn't stuff the piñata, because with the price of lumber, we needed every penny. And I think Tiny Tim said earlier, it's like the Taj Mahal of chickens, and it is. It's going to be Cluckingham Palace, Taj Mahal. Somebody said the other day on something that I posted, they wanted to call their place, was it Sunnyside, the Sunnyside Shanty, like Sunnyside Up Eggs, the Sunnyside Shanty. I thought that was kind of cute. I want to put a sign where the chicken run is, where the nesting boxes will be, and have it say the Breakfast Club. I love that movie. Just little fun things. I want to come up with little fun puns and just have it be whimsical and fun, and chicken wings and all kinds of fun stuff for them. I did find out, because I researched this when we did our pen a few weeks ago, the Chain Link Prison Yard. Bye, Heather Lynn. Thanks for stopping in. Flowers that chickens will not eat. And in that list was lavender. So when we were at the store, I bought lavender. Shouldn't have spent the money on it. And I planted it in an old antique pail that I have, and I put it out in the chicken yard in my wash tub. So it's not at ground level. They'd have to go up there and get it. And nobody touched it. The chickens did not touch it for like 2 weeks. They didn't touch it. That's like great, because everything else, they'll eat, they'll decimate it. And so nobody touched it. But turkeys, on the other hand, turkeys will mess with your lavender. They didn't need it, but they went up there, and with their beaks, they nubbed it down to nothing, and all the stalks were just laying over. So now I have to figure out something else. Much love, Laura. But I'm thinking about, I don't know what I'll do. I like the marigolds and the morning glories. Like I said, I'm going to have stuff growing up over the top of everything to try to give them some shade and everything, and hopefully get some produce out of it as well for them. But On that note, I'm going to get back out there and get to work. I've got stuff to do. I need to do a tutorial for our crochet coming up, and my hands are covered in paint. That's going to be awful. Look at that. That's going to be an awful tutorial, guys. You'll have to forgive me in advance. So, but I'm going to say goodbye, everybody. We will see you next week. Not sure if we'll see you on Saturday, but we'll definitely see you next week for a coffee chat. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Have a blessed day. And thanks for stopping in, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.